everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like always, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Helps my channel grow. I thank you guys for tuning in to my Chef Talking Reviews, where I reviewed some of the DC TV shows, some films, a lot of different content, a lot of breakdowns and reviews on trailers and stuff like that. So today's video, I will be talking about my adventures with Superman, uh, season 1, episode 4. And it's titled "Let's Go to Ivo's Tower." You say, but first, let's talk briefly about the show. I'm enjoying this new series they have with Superman. I'm liking the animation. I'm liking the story. I'm liking what's going on so far. You know, it's only been 5 episodes so far, but I think they've been doing very well at it. We've been having these moments with Lois and Clark, um, with Jimmy Olsen, with all 3 of them, the dynamics with them and Perry White. I like how it's going. I know some people they haven't been liking the show or having mixed reviews, saying like it's geared towards like a younger audience, or the animation style they don't like. It's kind of like an anime a little bit. But if you're a fan of that, that animation, then I think you will enjoy it. I know it's different than some of the DC TV or no, some of the DC animated movies that's been out and that people are used to seeing. But it's always good to have a fresh take on something, kind of renew things, and then especially because with this show, with the My Adventures with Superman, it's pretty much almost like a story told at his time at the Daily Planet, at the same time as he been figuring out, where he came from and embracing him being a Superman, and pretty much introducing it to the world for the first time. So we get a chance to tell that story, that way on this show. So which is pretty cool. So let me know what you guys think in the comments of how you think about this show, and have you been enjoying it? Do you like the direction of this show, or would you rather see something different? Let me know. Like to know your thoughts. But now let's get into this episode. So if you guys are not caught up with it, spoilers ahead. So here we go. Well, we start the episode from like the continuation from last episode. We see Lois. She's still trying to figure out who Superman is. So going into this episode, her and Clark, they having a discussion. She pretty much trying to rack her brain about who is Superman. Where is he from? What is his intentions? Basically, just trying to get that story. That journalistic instinct that Lois has. And then, since this is the beginning of her career, it's like this is the story that landed her and solidified her as becoming, the top journalist that we all know in the DC universe. So, yeah, we see that, and then at the same time, they try to figure out, have another angle to figure out who he is. Perry requests for them to come to the office. He lets them know that Cat Grant is doing a piece on Dr. Ivo and his Amazotech. He's an eligible bachelor in town. Big story there. So he sends his trio there to kind of, get some kind of story. And at the same time, Perry tells Lois, impress me. So, that kind of threw her for a loop. And she's kind of stressed out about that. Like, not only is she trying to impress her boss, but she's trying to prove to herself that she is that top journalist, that she is. So we had Cat Grant, like we said, she was introduced in the last episode with this version of her in this show. So she prepared some questions for these guys, but as we know, Lois, she wasn't satisfied with it. She figured with all of the corruption, all of the people, different people here, the mayors, everybody got other things going on that she had more interesting questions to ask. Like, what about this bribe and and what about this murder and what about this happened? So by her doing so, she ditched the cards that Cat had that pretty much nobody wanted to talk to her. You know, everybody was standoffish because don't nobody really want to just tell their business like that, or let alone admit anything to a journalist, you know, to incriminate themselves. So she should have known, but her, by her being Lois, you know, Lois is still trying to get that scoop no matter what. But so at the same time, we got introduced to Dr. Ivo. Young guy, got a tech company. He's been doing a lot of things with this. I guess the point of this gala that they's covering um, is pretty much kind of showcasing his tech and his progress and what he's doing, kind of showing off to the public, getting investors and things like that. And then at the same time, since it's being a black tie affair, we see the moment, like I said, we have glimpses of the Lois and Clark that we know in the future. This is how it kind of starts, their love story, where they kind of figuring out, is this a date? Like a date? Or what is it? So that's where they was at. But now they there together. Like I said, they trying to pretty much get a story from somebody and see. And at the same time, um, like I said, getting that big scoop and asking the tough questions that nobody would ask. But like I said, since nobody talked to Lois, you see Clark, he kind of overhears Dr. Ivo talking with his assistant and talking to his people like they don't have enough money and things like that. So hopefully that his parasite tech will do the trick. So we see that reveal. He shows that tech off. It looked like he having problems with some kind of with some of the rich people or some of the people that's there, some of the investment or investors that's there. So you know, it looked like he kind of wound up tight, like he's you know, with all of this things going on, he's trying to prove the world that his tech is up to par, but without no money, he can't do anything. So he reveals the tech, but at the same time, that tech is like it absorbs the energy and blasts it back to you. But but it looks like he gets some kind of aggression with it because we see he takes one of the one of the people that was watching the showcase, takes him and pretty much drops him out the window. Well, we see that it was all for, you know, we see that moment with Clark. He opens up the shirt. You see this. You see the S on his chest. We love, you know, as Superman fans, we love to see that scene. We love to see that because that solidifies you as Superman. You know, change into the costume, quick change. So he does that, quick change. He saved the man from falling off the from the building, and then brings him back in. At the same time, we see that Ivo, that was his whole intentions to get Superman there, so he can test that tech out on him. So it's like he had him in some kind of a barrier where he couldn't do nothing back. Every time that he would punch or land a kick or anything or something, that it pretty much will absorb, the tech would absorb it and get more stronger and things like that. So it was hard for Superman to stop him. So he figures that he'll just let the tech kind of like overpower itself and kind of absorb that energy where it pretty much looked like it drained the life force from him, you know, from Dr. Ivo. Like he drained him all away and he just didn't have the power no more. But the tech kind of pretty much ruined, you know. So it kind of shows like that Dr. Ivo, with all of this thing that he got going on, that he could kind of turn into the villain that he may be, that maybe end up being later on down the line, later episodes. You know, it's probably just his introduction to it. So, like I said, he was upset that Superman pretty much saved him, but at the same time ruined his tech. He ruined his name. So pretty much typical villain start. So maybe, like I said, we'll see him in the future. But uh, but yeah, so pretty much kind of wrapped with that story with the gala, and then in the midst of all of that, um, like I said, since they've been trying to figure out who is Superman, they've been gathering a lot of files and folders and magazines and articles and things that kind of tie everything together. So we see that it was a magazine that kind of had, young boy saving somebody in Smallville. So we all know that early on, Superman, when he was younger, he saved a lot of people. Where it's kind of hard to hide in a small town where uh, every save is documented and unexplained things, and it's kind of tied to Clark almost. Uh, we saw that on Smallville, that no matter what, Clark was always at the scene of the crime. The sheriff always couldn't figure out why he was always there. So now, we see Clark, because of that, he balls up the paper that he sees, kind of like, um, you know, that kind of connect the dots back to him, that he hides the paper. But we see it comes back to haunt him almost by later on, after him and Lois have a moment about, is she doing things right? Or is she trying to, is she that journalist that she is? And, they had that little tender moment that he gives her encouragement, and then he gives her his jacket. So then later on in that, towards the end, when she put her hands in that jacket, she sees that paper. And then she started connecting the dots herself by looking into that paper and kind of putting her vision board together, and and kind of connecting it back to Smallville. So I'm only imagining, because like I've seen some of the photos and the pictures, or the behind the scenes photos and things, that we see a scene, that they're standing right there where Clark's ship is. I think that's his field, where where his parents stay at. So maybe that's what's going to happen. They're going to connect the dots, and they're going to end up going to Smallville and almost kind of figuring out, because we did see that, spoiler for the ending, where she kind of did figure it out, but I don't know what they're going to go with that. She figured that maybe Superman is Clark Kent, but we all know, especially if you're a fan of Smallville, you know how many times people have figured out his secret, but then later on not know it, or kind of think they was wrong, and somebody else was him. So just have to find out next episode, or going into the season, what's really gonna happen. Is she gonna find out his secret early on, or is it still gonna kind of drag it on a little bit, and that she don't find out till later? I was almost kind of surprised too that he was about to tell her his secret too, but I guess they just put that in there though. But I knew that he didn't tell her until like later in the comics. But I know they did, or they were working at the Daily Planet at the time, but don't know the time frame. So maybe that's just tied to that. But let me know in the comments what you guys think too, your theories on that, and what do you expect for this season going forward. But yep, that pretty much wraps up that episode. Episode 4. Looking forward to the next episode. I know it's going to go to Adult Swim first. Then it will be streaming on Max. So make sure you check it out. My trailer review will be out soon. I will be posting that, breaking down the trailer for the next episode. And then just be looking out for my whole episode review for episode 5. So just stay locked into my channel. Also, make sure you follow me on my socials. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Follow me there. I post videos there. Post a lot of behind the scenes photos, a lot of posts. So make sure you check me out over there. Don't miss out. Also, hit the notification bell too. So when I do post videos on my YouTube channel, you guys can be a part of it. You won't miss out on the videos, and you pretty much can, like I said, join the community. So head to the Patreon page as well at SymCast Podcast /patreon.com. A lot of wonderful perks over there for you guys. Some custom things I've been putting together. My online shop, so it's posted there now. So if you're not a member, or if you are some members, some things available now that you guys can purchase. I'm putting together like some digital comics too, some original content. So look out for that as well. I'm kind of putting it on a website so you guys can kind of check things out. So I'm gonna post some previews too. So make sure you stay locked into my channel so you can see what I'm talking about. So, but thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate the love, the support. Can't do this without you guys. So I thank you. So until next time, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. Peace.